What's up everyone, Danny Lightning back with another warrobots video. Today we have old school machine guns on everything. I remember not too long ago, these weapons were brutal, they packed a punch. They do have a 10-second reload time, so the reload time is a major drawback, but we're going to go do some gameplay and review these things. We'll let you see them in action and let you know how they do. That way you can find out if you want to run these weapons or not. So we have the Punisher T, and the Avengers, which are the basic machine guns. Remember, most of these are free to play weapons right here. These are the starter weapons. At least the Punisher and the Punisher T. Avenger is a little bit harder to get or cost a little bit more, but it still falls into the same category. Basic starter weapon. I'm going to throw this video on my weapon review playlist, so let's go see how these things perform, and don't forget to like and subscribe. After the video, I'll give you my final thoughts and let you know if these things are any good. Alright, so we are starting off with Mr. Mars. Here comes a nasty ball. He's going to try and steal our beacon, so let's see how much damage we can do to the ball. I mean, I doubt very much. Now, one thing about these weapons is the closer you get to the enemy, the more damage they do. As you get further back, the bullets spread out, so less of the ammo is hitting the enemy at a distance. So these weapons do the most damage up close. Now, last time I played these, I'm going to go ahead and say it was about a year, maybe a year and a half ago that I can remember. These things were doing brutal damage up close. Not much damage from 300, 400, 500 meters, but you know, 100, 200 meters, 250 maybe, 50 meters, these things were wrecking people. So hopefully they're still going to perform the same way. So right now we just got to be really careful. The enemy team seems to be stealing all the beacons, but we're not really concerned with that on this game. We're just trying to check out these weapons. So from 250 meters, 275 right now, you can see these weren't really doing a whole lot. Plus we got the Mars turret hitting that guy as well. So you got two things going on. Now that is a robot with a defense system. So once we take down his defense system, let's see what happens. And the defense system is currently, I can't tell if it's up or down, but we're chewing it up there. Okay, we got him. Once the defense system went down, they did a pretty decent amount of damage and they took the guy out. It wasn't too crazy, so we're going to throw the turn over this way. We're going to go try and steal this beacon from the red guys, and let's go finish that dude off. He was low health. Now from back here, these things aren't going to do much of anything. The majority of the bullets are missing at this point, but you know what? Hey, we're going to shoot him anyways. But look at that 10-second reload time, right? That's the main downfall of these weapons, is 10-second reload. For the amount of damage these weapons do, I think they should have a much faster reload, but they are starter weapons, guys. I mean, these are designed for newer players for the most part. So right there, I mean, that damage at even at point blank was just kind of so-so. Not the world's best damage. Now, these weapons are definitely usable, alright? If you don't have anything else, you can play these. I mean, this is a Champion League game. We are in Champion League. Let's go ahead and drop in Mr. Hades here and see how the Hades does. We got a heavy and two lights on this one. So the heavy weapon, you would think that would be just unbelievably brutal, but it's not that much more powerful than like the mediums, I would say. At least it doesn't really feel that way. Compared to the last robot, I feel like I have about the same amount of firepower with 3 mediums versus 2 lights and a heavy. So the firepower is pretty much on par with the other ones, I would say. Of course, the heavy does a little bit more than the mediums, but 2 mediums, pretty good. 3 mediums, 4 mediums, however you want to run it, not too bad of a deal, honestly. I mean, these things are crazy cheap to upgrade, and they work. So if you're a player that's absolutely struggling, I'm not sure I would go with the heavies, but for the medium and the lights, mixed with some other type of heavy weapon, can really go down well if you don't have anything else to use. They're great starter weapons. I mean, they're cheap to upgrade. You can get the medium and the lights, you can get so easily. I mean, they're so easy to get the medium and the light version of these. It's not even funny how easy it is to get. And the amount of resources you're going to spend to level these up is next to nothing. So these are one of the few starter weapons I would actually suggest leveling. Whether they're great or not, I mean, you can afford to level these ones up. That's the thing. Now, if you're in the lower leagues, I can tell you what, these weapons are going to do great. But the question is, once you get up into champion and leagues like this, how do these weapons actually perform? So after this robot dies, we're going to go and stop the battle clip, and I'm going to give you a full review, my actual thoughts, exactly what I think about these, and all that good stuff. So, I mean, I've ran these for an entire day. I recorded a couple game clips. I tried to show you the clips that I felt were like the average games. You know, I did have a couple runs where I did excellent with these. I had some runs where they were really bad. And then I had a bunch of average runs, kind of like what you see right here. Now, of course, these aren't doing crap to the ball. Pretty much nothing in the game really beats up the ball, guys. Nothing in the game really beats up the ball. So I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to show you clips of the other robots. I mean, I did set these up on everything, but between those two clips, you got to see the heavies, the mediums, and the lights in action. So how good are these weapons? This is going to be my honest review. They're okay. They do the job. Not wonderful, not horrible. They're definitely playable, but they do the job. Now, the heavy version of this is going to cost you 2,500 gold. And as far as I can tell, you're not able to build this in the workshop. You can only buy this weapon with gold. If you're a new player, get yourself some Punishers and Punisher tees. I don't really suggest buying the heavy version, the Avenger. I don't really suggest buying that with your gold. But for someone who's just starting out, the Punisher and the Punisher tees will do you well. The only thing that really does suck is that 10-second reload time. I wish I had a shorter reload. Now, the amount of damage these weapons do is decent at a distance. They're not blowing me away in Champion League. These definitely are not ideal Champion League weapons, but you can definitely play them if you need to. Now, I will tell you, I feel like I was getting wrecked more often than not when running these weapons because they're not really putting out quite enough damage. The other players are doing way more damage than me with these weapons, but again, these are starter weapons. They're not designed to get out there and just blow people away like a lot of the newer stuff. These are designed for a new player to throw in their robots and do okay until they can get something else. These are what I call starter throwaway weapons. They're definitely worth leveling up, but you are going to outgrow them sometime soon. I would skip the Avenger, the heavy version. Get yourself the mediums and the lights, level those things up, get those performing good, and then just use those until you can get something else better. You're not going to see the top players in the game running these. They just don't do the kind of damage required, but, you know, they're going to be great for starting out. I'm going to be making a couple new playlists. I'm going to be making the drone playlist where I review all the drones. I'm going to be making a new weapon playlist where I go over all the weapons and tell you what I think about the different weapons. So if you go to my channel and scroll down, you'll see all the different playlists that I have. In just a minute, there will be some videos that pop up on the screen. You might want to check those out. And if you enjoy this content, hit that like button, subscribe. And if you want to help to support the channel, check out the video's description. There's some ways to help support the channel, plus some game news, a Discord server, my other YouTube channels, and all kinds of stuff down there in the video description. Yeah. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. See ya.